What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the remote front office. So this is a bonus episode this week. Wow, I can talk. For the game three of the NBA Finals that has just ended. This is like first reactions here. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I think for at least the rest of the finals, we'll probably do these the night of, and then we'll go back to the normal schedule of Monday, Friday. We'll have at some point. I have a Bulls draft slash offseason preview lined up that we'll do, and we're about 2 weeks away from the draft. So draft night, I will have a TikTok live stream. That will end up being on my gaming channel though, because the TikTok currently is not at enough views to get the live streams. But YouTube, as long as I don't screw it up like I did last year, in theory, we should have the YouTube stream as well. And then obviously that will get ported over to like an actual YouTube video once it's done. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into kind of a recap here. So, how I took notes today. I actually did take notes today, and this is not off the dome for the most part. The first half is a little more detailed, and then the second half is more kind of just as it felt. A couple of keynotes as far as timestamps of importance, stuff like that. First thing I want to say is it's gonna suck because people in like 2 years are gonna forget this game happened for Kyrie. But I really like this game for Kyrie. He got tough buckets. He missed some here and there. But I mean, like whenever Dallas, it felt like they needed a bucket to kind of stay relevant at times. Kyrie was doing it. I like the aggressiveness, going to the rim, just normal Kyrie stuff, right? We had the sides, we had the left fade three at one point over Drew in the second half. We had just, especially like in the beginning of the game, right? So Dallas goes up, I believe it was 9-2 to start, right? And Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. Place is erupting. Luka's got like 5 of the first points. Kyrie's doing really well. They're getting aggressive. They're going to the basket. Luka's taking like I think his first couple of shots were all in the paint. It looked like they were hunting out Horford a little bit. Um, and you could kind of notice the Porzingis issue, right? It felt like Dallas was like, "Hey, Porzingis is gone. Go, 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 right to the rim, no hesitation, right?" And it also reflected because Gafford got a lob at one point. Lively felt like he was getting boards. Like just, it felt like the whole Dallas team had like a sigh of relief, right? It was like, okay, Porzingis isn't out here. Here's what we can do to change things up. We can play aggressive, right? Um, and then you had like about a minute, minute and a half left in the first quarter. Dante Exum throws down a beautiful dunk, just straight down the lane, right hand. Tatum got there a little late and just was aggressive. Like the whole team was aggressive. The place was rocking. It was really good. Just overall energy, right? And then towards the end of it, as Dallas has this lead a little bit, I noticed Tatum's kind of settling. Not really the swing. He's doing the one dribble pull up, like not the extra pass. He's kind of just shooting it. But towards the end of the first quarter, 26 seconds left, right? Luka goes to the basket, falls down because he thinks he gets fouled, right? And he's complaining to the ref. And Boston throws it. Hauser's right there, three ball, boom. So that's the first thing I noticed, right? Lucas kind of started the complaining a little more, stopped getting back on defense. Um, and then, so that happens. Hauser plays a couple of good possessions of defense, right? Early second quarter. So we're at about 10 minutes. Pritchard comes into the game for Boston, right? Immediately, the second you see Pritchard on the court, Kyrie, Luka are like, hey, get him on me. I want to play one-on-one basketball against Peyton Pritchard, right? Peyton Pritchard has a good defensive possession against Kyrie, follows it up with a good possession against Luka, right? We get a little bit further in, about 3 minutes left. Kyrie is still just doing everything he can to keep Boston in this game, right? I think he had like 20, 24 points in the first half, right? Out of the 51, I think it was 51-50 at the half, right? So Kyrie is half of Boston's points. Boston, again, not shooting very well. To close out the quarter again, though, Boston plays really good defense, leads to a fast break, Tatum dunk, right? We go into the half, Dallas is up 51-50. Then you're sitting there, they're talking at halftime. First of all, side rant, can we please get rid of the 5 people on the desk for halftime, please? Like, people were trying to talk over each other. Paul George sat there for most of it, just kind of nodded his head. And then they do the weird cut where you come back from a commercial and they get 10 seconds to talk and then you go back into a commercial, right? They get that weird cut. They're trying to ask Paul George like a question that requires more than 3 words. And he kind of stumbles because he's trying to figure out how many words to say. And so he gets out a couple of words and they have to cut right back to commercial, right? I just don't feel like the guys really get to talk at all. But another thing that was kind of mentioned in the halftime show that was actually productive, right, is you talk about the quality of shots and how easy each team was getting to their shots, right? Boston, again, shot really bad first half from 3. I think it was like 9 for 27 or something ridiculous, right? And Dallas was winning, but it was Kyrie and Luka with 70% of the points off of primary ISO buckets, right? There wasn't oh, hey, can I get you, can you roll to the rim real quick off of something? Can you get a couple of screens and backdoor? Can you come off a curl? Anything? It was a lot of, send me a screen so I can get the guy I want, space it out, and then I'm going to sit here and dribble, and I'm either going to go to the rim, I'm going to shoot a step back. In Luka's case, I'm going to shoot that little back post fade. He shoots a lot. So that was really noticeable. Whereas Boston necessarily wasn't making all their shots, right? But they were getting the pass, shot, missed, pass, make, defense to offense. And then we get to the third quarter, right? So we get to the second half. I feel like Boston did an okay job in the first half defensively. All of a sudden, the third quarter comes around, and it just feels like Dallas doesn't value every possession, right? You can tell one team's been here. You can tell one team hasn't been here. Boston, every possession down, and you hear it every timeout, every mic check they do, everything. Keep up the good shots. Don't settle. Keep the defense up, right? Like, just, they understand that you need every single possession out of this game in order to win the game, right? Whereas Dallas, you've got Luka gets beat backdoor a couple of times. Luka over rotates, allows for Tatum relocation shot. Lively just kind of makes a couple of rookie errors. You got to remember he's a rookie. I know people have said it 70,000 times, but you do have to remember he is a rookie. This is his first time on the big stage like this, right? I mean, it is for pretty much this entire team besides Kyrie. So you get not great possessions out of Dallas. Boston starts hitting threes. Boom. Kyrie's hitting tough buckets here and there to try and keep Dallas into this game. And then all of a sudden, it just goes nuts, right? Gets about 2 minutes left in the quarter, and I believe it was Jaylen Brown goes for a drive, draws 2, kicks it to the other side. Tillman is wide open. Nobody's within 50 feet of him because his man's the one that came to double. Tillman shoots it, makes it. Whole Boston bench goes nuts. The crowd is dead. It's like the spread's bad, right? Tillman in this game, I really liked him, right? He got switched on to Luka a lot when he played. He didn't play very much. He wasn't asked to do a lot offensively, but I think he held his own defensively. And I think it's kind of just the frame, right? He's got a similar, like, width-wise build to Luka. And so I think he just did a really good job of holding his own, knowing when to step back and kind of just stand there and, take the contact and not fall for the 15 pump fakes Luka does and all that stuff. So you get him, he hits a 3. The Boston bench goes nuts. A couple possessions later, 35 seconds left. Derek White comes in, shoots it. It ends up being a bank shot 3, goes in. I'm like, all right, I almost want to start filming the video then. I'm going to be entirely honest. Boston is up about 21 points, late third, early fourth, right? And then we get kind of back into old regular season Boston habits, right? Tatum takes a couple of sidestep threes. They're not really swinging the ball. They're just kind of shooting it, not really keeping up the intensity, let things slip. Dallas starts to pull back into it, and then we get down to about a 6-point game, right? Luka gets foul number 5. Thought Dallas was going to challenge that one, right? They call the timeout, go to TV timeout. I'm like, all right, they're going to challenge it. They didn't challenge it. And then you get to about 4 minutes left in the fourth, right? 3-point game. Kyrie's hitting tough shots. Dallas is locked in defensively. Boston seems to be kind of like, if they come back, they come back, right? Luka is guarding the fast break, I'm going to say. Jaylen Brown catches the ball right side dribble. Luka tries to take a charge, kind of. I understand that maybe on the replay it looks like a better charge, but you're in such a big fast break situation. You don't take. You got to know you have 5 fouls, right? You don't try and take the charge in the situation. I don't want to say let them score, but you don't. You know your team needs you for these last 4 minutes. You have 5 fouls. Don't commit a foul, right? So Luka tries to take a charge. He's kind of moving a little bit. He gets called for a blocking foul. Fouls out, right? Jason Kidd obviously has to challenge this because it's his star player and it's him out of the game, right? So you have to use your challenge right here now. And doesn't get overturned. Ruling stands. Luka's out, right? Kyrie hits a couple of buckets. Boston closes out the game. They reel it in. Jaylen Brown hits some really tough buckets down the stretch. And Boston is now up 3-0, right? So, if you're Dallas, I think you have to look at this game and be disappointed. I think you have to realize that you just don't have it. You are unable to keep up the defensive intensity for all 48 minutes. It seems like they can do it in stretches, right? But it seems like as far as actually keeping it up for a full 48 minutes, they're just not able to do it. Whether it's because of Luka, I think it's a lot to do with Luka and Kyrie. You have to account for both of them and help both of them defensively. And I think just that combined with the fact that Boston, for the most part, has 5 guys on the court that can shoot. Obviously, not as much now with Porzingis out, but you still have just all the time. Like even when Hauser and Pritchard come in, they're shooting immediately, right? They're not. Tim Hardaway Jr. got minutes today. I think at one point they said Jason Kidd played 11 guys tonight. It seems like he's just grasping for straws at this point. He's trying to find guys that can A, get a stop, B, care about defense, and C, can either create for themselves or just take a good look, right? There was a lot of, while Boston's making the extra swing, right? Al Horford was on the wing at one point and swung it to Jaylen Brown in the corner because the rotation wasn't there, right? He swung it and Jaylen Brown hits the three. Whereas if you're Dallas, Luka and Kyrie are taking 7-8 dribbles every possession. They're having to throw it to somebody, or it's late in the shot clock. They're giving it to somebody for a bailout. Just like the difference in how both teams are getting shots is concerning if I'm Dallas, right? And again, you had a half where Boston shot really bad, and then you had a second half where Boston shot really good from 3, right? And that's the variance with this team. That was in my notes. I have at one point in all caps, the math is winning because Boston just keeps shooting them. Joe said it at halftime when they kind of cut to him during the halftime thing that, we're getting really good looks. Fight to get those really good looks. Don't settle. Keep it going. Was a really big phrase for Boston today. Don't settle. They kind of did towards the end there for a little bit to get Dallas back into the game. But just all in all, I think that this game's going to go down as the Jaylen Brown game. It should, honestly. I know Tatum had a pretty good game, but this was the Jaylen Brown game, right? It's a shame that we're going to lose this game to history for Kyrie. And I think the Luka complaining thing, I think, is going to hit it. I think it's going to hit the end of the road, right? Obviously, no team has come back down from 3-0. I don't know if Dallas is the team to do it. I don't see them winning 4 straight. I'm not going to count them out, though. Out of my own selfishness of still wanting basketball. But I think that this is going to be a really tall task, right? You're asking a lot of the Dallas guys to just play above where they can right now, right? I don't want to look too much into Dallas's offseason, but I think you need to look for more of a wing guy that is an upgrade over Derrick Jones Jr. that can create a little bit, but is also just that more impactful guy defensively. I know Derrick Jones Jr. is a good defender, but I think you need to start looking a little bit higher up in the cream of the crop. But that is going to do it for this video. Game 4 is Friday, so there will be a video live Friday night to discuss that game. And hopefully we still have basketball next week. If not, starting Monday, I will do probably only the one off-season outlook. I know the last couple of years I've tried to do all the teams. Obviously with the playoffs ending this late, and then you've got the draft so quickly. It's hard to get through everybody's. So maybe after the draft, we'll do actual team outlooks and stuff like that, and where teams are for the year. But yeah, if you guys like the video, or again, if you guys like the content, make sure to like and comment. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.